Sammy. So, I know it's not great lighting. I'm wet because I got out of the shower. This is my introductory video on my YouTube channel. I have a new YouTube channel. I'm calling it Ask the Dog Walker, and I am a dog walker. My name is Deirdre, and I am a professional dog walker pet sitter, and I have had a dog walking pet sitting business in the New York City suburbs for going on 13 years. I am not, this is my disclaimer, I am not a certified professional dog trainer. With that said, I have not taken any formal training program where when you're done they say, poof, you went through our course, you're a master dog trainer. But for 13 years, I've been working almost 7 days a week, almost every week. I've logged a lot of hours doing hands-on work with dogs. I've worked with a lot of difficult dogs. I've worked with a lot of clients who had really kind of big problems, big, little, sort of everything. It's run the gamut. I've pretty much seen it all. Just when I say that, though, I see something I've never seen before, so I never want to say that. But I've worked with a lot of local dog trainers that clients were using, and I've done an enormous amount of reading, and I'm in a constant state of always finding a new book about dog behavior and training to read. There's always a couple of dog training books on my nightstand. And I've gone to, and I continue to go to classes and seminars and lectures and workshops for dog trainers, for professional dog trainers. So I'm in a constant state of always learning something new, always sort of brushing up on what I know. And I have a lot of knowledge that I would like to share with people. And over the last, I'd say 6 or 7 years now, I can't tell you the number of times I've had conversations with people in the community at the local dog park or just walking around, people, customers or neighbors of customers. How many people have said to me, oh, I wish I'd talked to you before I got the dog. Because there are so many people out there right now who thought they really wanted a pet in their life, whether it was a cat or a dog. Sammy, come here. That's my cat I'm calling. Sam, he'll be here in a minute, I'm sure. People struggle, they think, oh, I'm going to go get a pet. I'd love to have a cat. I'd love to have a dog. And they have no idea that it's actually not that simple. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's just real easy breezy. More often than not, it's not. And it's more work and more responsibility than people realize. And very often you end up with animals that if you didn't know enough about the animal behavior before you went and looked for the animal, you end up having an animal that maybe isn't fitting into your life or your home so well. And it can be really problematic. And it can be a real disappointment. It can be enormously stressful, especially if you have a dog that's not behaving the way you want it to behave and, is destroying things or fearful or aggressive. That can be a real problem. So my goal with this YouTube channel is to sort of share my daily experiences when I'm out and about doing my job. Oh, it's pouring. It just started to pour. I'm on Cape Cod. This is not my usual home. I have no idea what I'm going to do for lighting or anything when I get home. I have to work this whole thing out. I'm doing this on a very low-end laptop, so this is new. I'm not buying any equipment until I see how this goes. But we're on Cape Cod, and it's been raining for 3 days, which actually is fine with me because I like rain, and we didn't get any all summer in New York. And we had nice weather at the beginning of the week. But, man, this is it's like a deluge out there. It just started to pour, and it's windy, and it's really cool. I'm going to go down to the ocean in a little while and watch because it's just amazing. My dog is not so happy about it. But, Sam, come here. So here's the point, and I'm getting off track, and I don't want to do that. I know a lot. I can give people a lot of really practical, useful advice and information and perspective. And I want to try and help potential pet owners and current pet owners that are already having problems. I want potential pet owners to avoid the problems and go into it knowing what they're getting into and what to expect and being able to anticipate what problems may come up and how to handle them when they arise. And I want people that are currently struggling with situations that are not ideal to know, first of all, that you're not alone, that there are a lot of ways that problems can be solved and you can find help and there's support for you. And I want, if you're stressed out by the animal in your home, I guarantee you with 100% surety that animal is also stressed out. So your life ain't so good, and reality is neither is theirs. And if we can get everything working for the humans and the animals, that's ideal, because I hate seeing people have to make the heartbreaking decision that they can't handle the animal, and it's brought chaos into their life instead of joy, and the animal has to go get rehomed, maybe get bounced around from home to home to home, go in and out of the shelter system multiple times. If you have a dog with behavioral problems that you can't keep in your home, and you have to send it to live with someone else, you're sending them a dog that has behavioral problems, and they're probably not, wow, it's really raining. They're probably not going to be able to deal with it either, and it'll be a limited amount of time that they can put up with it. And when the dog gets to the shelter, often shelter life takes things even to a lower level. It's very stressful. Even a good shelter is a really stressful place for most dogs to be. And that can exacerbate behavioral problems, and it turns into this cycle where the dog is getting progressively older, thus less adoptable, because everybody wants puppies or young dogs. You have a 2 or 3 or 4-year-old dog that's got these really deeply ingrained behavioral issues, which could have maybe been solved with some early training, often been solved just with some early basic training. And they've just gotten worse and worse and worse to a point where they're unmanageable for most people. Not only is the dog out of age range for what most people want to adopt, but nobody wants to adopt an older dog with behavioral problems. It's just a headache. Nobody wants it. That dog is going to sit in the shelter, and people are just going to walk past it over and over and over again. And it's so heartbreaking, and it's so sad, and there's so much of it going on. Ask any shelter manager anywhere in the United States of America what the number one reason is. Probably the 3 biggest reasons animals get turned in is because they have behavioral problems the owners don't want to deal with, or the owners can no longer financially afford to feed and care for the dog, or they're losing their home and they have to move somewhere where they can't keep the animal. There's an awful lot of that going on. It's devastating. Or the owners have passed away or gotten sick. They're either elderly or they've hit monumental health problems, and they don't have anybody that can foster the dog for them or assist them, and they have no choice, and the animal ends up in a shelter. And all of those are heartbreaking situations, but the ones we can prevent all of those to some degree with planning ahead of time. So I'm going to cover all of this stuff through a series of hopefully informative videos, and my goal here is to try and help people who are struggling, and to try and make sure people who are thinking about getting a pet, whether it's a dog or a cat, kind of know what they're getting into before they do it. And they can decide whether or not they should do it at all. They can decide whether or not it's the right time to do it, whether they're in a financial position to do it, whether their living situation is appropriate. Maybe they need to wait a year or two. Things are a little more stable. And then, if you know you really do want an animal, and you know now is the time, to try and help people make sure that they make the best possible decision so that it's the best fit for the humans and for the pet that they bring into their homes, so that everybody can stay together and have a really good life together. And we can get animals out of the shelters and keep them in good homes. And people can enjoy having them as pets, and the pets can lead healthy, happy lives. And that's my goal. I want to help the people, and I want to help the dogs. And I know an awful lot that I can share that I hope can put a dent in what really is a crisis in the shelter systems. And boy, we'll get on puppy mills. There's going to be a tirade about puppy mills coming shortly. So that's it. This is my introductory video. Don't expect things to look any more glamorous than this. Most of the time my hair will probably be dry because I'm not going to be getting right out of the shower when I do these things. And I'm hopefully going to figure out lighting, and hopefully the audio will be okay, and angles and all that stuff. But for now, this is it. So look for more videos from Ask the Dog Walker. And you know what? Feel free to submit questions. I'm more than happy to try and help people solve problems and answer questions. Just play nice. I've looked at enough videos on YouTube, and I've seen enough comments sections on all the things on the internet. Don't be mean, okay? Don't be mean to me. Don't be mean to animals in general or animal people. And don't be mean to anybody else commenting on my videos, okay? There's no reason for it. If you don't like the way I look, or you don't like what I'm saying, you disagree with me, if you have constructive criticism or a differing opinion and you can offer it in a way that doesn't denigrate me or anybody else, please put it up. because I'm always happy to learn something new. But if you're just going to get on here like a troll to just like lob venom at people, just sit and think before you hit enter or send and ask yourself why you would do that, and just don't do it, because I don't want that on my YouTube channel. There's too much of that out there, and this is supposed to be a good place for people to come and get help and support and learn something, and that's what I'm here for. And this is not about being glamorous. This is about giving out information and support. And so I'm going to go take a walk in the rain while my hair is wet. And I'm going to make another video and introduce you to my 3 animals so that you know what I deal with every day when I go home. So welcome to my YouTube channel, and I've rambled now for over 10 minutes, and I don't know how to edit. So that will be coming down the road, and hopefully I'll be able to get these a little more streamlined. Thanks for watching.